Hello Jinzei's fans and hobby parts fans. As you can tell, I've now made hobbyparts.com officially part of my workbench. Today I'm just going to do a brief tutorial on how to convert your FlySky GT3B from using 8 AA's to using a 3-cell LiPo. First off, let's talk about the LiPo itself. Set this aside for a moment. The LiPo itself, this one was 2200 milliamps. It's a cheap Chinese 3-cell 2200 milliamp that I bought off of eBay. I want to say I gave 10 or 12 bucks for it. It's really cheap. I did cut off the cover and put my own shrink wrap around it just because I didn't want any brand names displayed. I wish Jinzei actually made these packs, but they don't, unfortunately, in these dimensions. The maximum allowable dimensions for the LiPo battery is about 109 millimeters long, maybe 110, but it's 110's pushing it. I'd say 109 millimeters in length. I believe, I want to say it's 63 millimeters in width. Let me just double check that. .56 millimeters in width. So 109 millimeters in length, 56 millimeters in width, and you can squeeze up to probably, I'd say, no more than a 17 or an 18 millimeter tall pack in there. If you want to pad it with foam, which I do. If you don't pad it with foam, you might squeeze a 19 in there. It's going to be tight. This one here, I believe, is a 15. I believe this one's 15 millimeters tall. So, alright, enough about that. The FlySky has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 screws that you have to take out of it. And if you look, there is one in each corner on the top, here, 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 and again over here. So there's 4 on the top, 1 in each corner, and then if you turn it on its side with the steering wheel facing down, you'll find 5 more. You'll find one here, up toward the front here, one in the middle of the pistol grip here, one back here, and one up toward the front. So the first thing you're going to want to do is probably take the bottom plate off of it, the battery tray plate. Just take that off, and then the next thing you want to do is take out your 9 screws. Now, to save time, I've already taken out my screws. They're all laying right here. So after you've taken out the 9 screws, or probably before you take out the 9 screws, you also have to take off your big enter knob right here. And to do that, all you got to do is pry it up. If you have fingernails, you can probably just grab underneath of it with your fingernails. I don't really have fingernails, so I'm going to use this little iPod slash laptop plastic pry bar. You can buy a kit that has several different prying devices that are plastic for such things as this, so you don't scar up the plastic with with a metal screwdriver or whatever. You just get in underneath the corners of it. I already have mine loosened up a little bit, so mine should just basically, yep, come right off. We'll just set that over there with the screws. You can literally buy these kits on eBay or Amazon for, I want to say, $2, or maybe even 99 cents. I can't remember. And that's shipped. I mean, they're dirt cheap. Of course, they don't last very long either. They break really easily. But anyway, once you get the knob off, you get all 9 screws out, then basically what what you can do is, again, get your pry bar tool, and along this, let's see if I can get this in focus here, along this top edge right here, you're just going to gently pry that up, and it should almost just come up on its own. As you may have heard there, my battery just finished charging. So anyway, it will eventually pop loose when you pry it, and when you do, it's not going to come all the way apart, and that's fine. All you got to do is just set it off to the side like this. And what you're going to do, if you look up underneath here, you'll see the battery wire that runs down the handle here. You'll see where it connects into the circuit board up there. You're just gonna, all you gotta do is just pull it out. It just slides right out, right underneath. It's right underneath the on-off switch here. You pry that out. Now I've already modded mine, so I'm going back and redoing this for you guys. When you first pull it out, you're not going to have this Futaba connector on there. This is actually going to be attached to the battery tray. This wire is, and I don't know if you can see this. Flip it over here, but here's the two solder tabs where it was soldered on to the tray. So all I did was I just cut the wire off. I just left a tiny bit of the plastic so you can tell which one's positive, which one's negative, in case you ever want to go back and resolder this back on for whatever reason. So just clip those off, set the battery tray aside, and just crimp on a male Futaba connector. And then once you've done that, you can plug this back in, and it's easier for me because I got big fingers to use a pair of pliers. And it should just pop right back in as easily as it came out. And you just want to thread your battery cable right back down through the handle there, and then putting it back together should be just as easy as taking it apart was. And then this just snaps back together on the top, and once you got it together, then you just put the screws back in it. Just to save time, I'm going to use my Ryobi cordless screwdriver, since it does have a built-in clutch. You can use it on these types of applications without too much fear of stripping. Although if it's plastic, there's always a chance you can strip it, so you want to be gentle with it. I do have my clutch set on the lowest setting, so if you happen to have this screw gun, you can set your clutch to the lowest setting and you won't strip out the holes on this particular piece of electronics. Once you get that back together, then your knob just literally pops right back on. And then what I like to do is take a piece of foam of some sort. Didn't realize the wire was hanging in the way of the camera there. I like to take a piece of foam of some sort, just lay it down here in the battery tray. That way it gives it some cushion, gives the LiPo some cushion, and you can literally just pop your LiPo in there. Plug it in, red to red, black to black, obviously. And then this particular pack is skinny enough where you can just lay the wires right down beside it. Slide your battery cover back on. And there you go. .12 volts. My LiPo has been a little bit used. It's usually more up around 13, 12.9, 13, 12.8, somewhere in that neighborhood, usually on a fresh charge, but that's pretty much all there is to it. And I will be back eventually to do the bearing mod. Thanks for watching.